imagination run wild. Action figures, dolls in line, building castles, worlds combine. Toys scattered everywhere. Yeah, yeah, it's a mess in there, but it's my little world. Memories in colors bright. Every single one feels right. I could stay and play all day. Air blocking car, they tell a tale. Pirate ships will set their sails. In my toy box, magic's real. Magic, pretend battles, heroes fight. Undercovers late at night. Lost in dreams where I
Little figures on the screen come to life. Make-believe worlds where fantasies thrive. Echoes of laughter, imaginations fly, creating stories that never die. In a land of play where the wild things roam, and the dolls and cars in their plastic home. But they can't see me, they can't see me. When your playtime's over, will it make you frown? You may find the closure, the danger one. But I'll still be here when the sun goes down, in your room where the make-believe crowns. Time moves on, but in memories we're bound, with your toys and games all scattered around. Action figures in a line like soldiers at war. Teddy bears and Lego blocks sprawl on the floor. Lays on Jones, lays on Jones. Plushies stand their ground in a fortress of sheets. Toy trains whistling past, oh the joy they excrete. With each playful heart, adventures arise through the jungles of car beneath the bedroom skies. They might be silent to you, but listen to the stories they knew.
Sail to high seas with sea shanties by Tila and Merriman. Watch the amazing superheroes of the Superpowers team. Finally, watch some of the funniest comedy by Evil Lynn and Stink Orr.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Friday night videos is a new thing that I'm going to try here. We're just going to do a little bit of fun videos, and me and Jones are hanging out. And salute to you, Lex Sivrak. I see you there, sir. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. You run up here and see who joined us. George Valentine came in for a little while earlier. Said he was going to go visit his granddad. Manic Plastic Toy Shop, Big Mike. Hey, Gay, how's it going? Jonezer came popping in. He'll be in here in just a few minutes. Miss Jamie is here. Hey, how's it going? The Lack Attack is in the house. Good to see you, Lack Sivrak. And anybody else that's there in the watching, please let us know in the chat so we can say hello to you. All right, let's bring Jonezer in and get him into the scene here.
What's up, everybody? It's Jonezer, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this!
And I forgot our friend Johnny Sorensen, he's in here too, TGIF says he. Yes, a Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures right here. We got our coffee cups and everything. And Jonezer's got some merch over there in his merch store that he needs to plug real quick.
No, I got some Jonezer coffee mugs, but you got to buy the Weird Fantastic ones on this show. We don't sell Jonezer mugs on the Bill show. We sell the Jonezer mugs on the Jonezer show. So you're going to have to go to Bill's Patreon or Streamlabs or wherever you get these. Do you still sell these, Bill?
Yes, it's on my Spring store. I think it's Teespring store. So if you look in the description down below, you will see a link to it.
Yes, so you don't buy my cuppy cup. You buy his coffee cup right now. You buy mine on my show. So buy Bill's cup. It's fantastic. It's a Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure of coffee.
There you go, brother. Thank you. All right, so catching up here real quick on the chat. George Valentine says, I'm still here with traveling on Sunday. Well, here's the thing, folks. One of the reasons why we're doing Friday night videos tonight is because I'm not going to be doing a Saturday show. I'm going to be spending that day with my daughter and her family. Sunday is probably going to be an out for me because I want to just take a break. So if you want to enjoy some Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, tonight's the night to do it. Looking up here, we found out that Big Mike is healing, and he is hurting but healing. So you tell Master Mike that we got him in our thoughts and prayers. Like Sivrak says, you tell him you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. And there is the man of the hour. There's Nightwing. Nightwing, I got your message today. Thank you, sir. When I get those, I'm going to be forwarding Jonezer stuff to him. If you haven't yet gone to the post office with that stuff, I will be more than glad to give you Jonezer's address so that you can readdress that stuff so that it goes to him. But anyway, if you send it to me, it's going to get to him. So thank you. Lack says, it's now or never, folks. Smoke them if you got them. Well, that is my cue. I got them. I smoke them.
I got a funny smoking story, if you don't mind, real quick here. I'm walking to the old parking spot after work there, and I see the old pack of smokes in the parking lot. And I don't know how I knew, but I knew. And as I seen this lying on the ground, I said, that is not an empty pack of cigarettes. That is a full or mostly full pack of cigarettes. And sure enough, it was 3/4 full. So I pick it up. I figure it's got to belong to a coworker. I stick it in center console of my car, and I go on with my life, forgetting all about it. Until about an hour or so later, when my wife took my car and took the boy out to dinner, and I get a text message. I get a text message of this pack of cigarettes in all capital letters. Did you start smoking? And so, of course, me being me, I sent her back 3 laughing emojis and nothing else. And then
the rolling ones, the rolling ones that you usually send in the chat.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then she says back again all capitals. It's not options here. both of those things are true, but they sound pretty weak. So I went with the truth. I was walking to the car. They're on the ground. I'm sure it's a coworker's. I put it away, And then, of course, now she's like, well, I should have known it was something like that. You wouldn't smoke. But if you did smoke, that would be a deal breaker.
That kind of reminds me of when we were kids and we got caught drinking. And the first thing is, where did you get this from? We found it.
Right. Yeah, we didn't pay a homeless man outside of the liquor store money.
Guilty, I've done that. We had to buy him a bottle of Red Rooster.
We bought ours as I think it was Mad Dog or Colt 45 or whatever. Cliche 40-ounce bottle he wanted. We got him a pack of smokes. And we was nice enough to drink it with him in the alley. That was fun. Nice and safe, You had some stupid kids doing stupid things, that's what Friday night's for. Everybody wants to go out Friday night, party. What was a typical Friday night in your misspent youth, my friend?
Let's see. It's live from South America, and Johnny Swartzen says they are technically alive. We are. Blue Sasquatch is with us. Hey, Blue Sasquatch. Yes, we're live again. That's not anything you can do anything about. That's probably my OBS stuttering you.
Oh, no, I don't want to be a robot.
But can't help it. It's like Max Headroom. Maybe the stream will calm down here in a minute. Of course, I've been doing a lot of muxing today, which has taxed my little computer to its limit, and I'm working on trying to keep it going. That's one of the reasons why you see me come and go occasionally, as my camera has to reboot itself. But we got some videos for you guys, and that's pretty much what we're going to do tonight. It's going to show some videos. I'll give Jonezer his due. He'll get to do Comic Corner tonight since we won't be doing a tomorrow show. Got some comics ready for us?
I got a few with some stories.
Good. And we'll play with the chat, have a good time, talk about what we like, talk about what's coming up, that kind of stuff. My car came with minimum headroom. Oh, there we go.
He's got min headroom while we got max headroom.
Yeah, there you go. My car came with minimum headroom.
Max headroom.
Well, let's talk about Max for a minute if we got a second here. My first, Jamie Sanders with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for your donation, and she gives us $2. Thank you for your donation. And Sean is here. Hey, what's up, Sean? Good to see you, sir. And in just a second here, right above me, Jamie's super chat's going to show up. I think. We'll just wait for that. But talking about Max Headroom, I saw the American version first because that was my first introduction to Max Headroom, is when it actually came on American television. And at the time, I did not know that it was originally a British thing. Until I
didn't know. I just found that out now.
I went to the video store, and there was a video called Max Headroom. This was long after the show had disappeared off the air. So I grabbed it up and took it up there, and I actually bought it. It was a video store that was selling out, so they were selling their videos, and I bought the damn thing, took it home. And I have it digitized now so I can watch it. The version that was in Britain is pretty much the same version, but it's a little different, and it's an hour long, and the ending is different, and some of the main characters are different in it. Although the Max is the same. Oh, look at there, Big Mike, giving us a $5 super chat. Thank you, Big Mike. I appreciate that, sir. Getting the super chats tonight. Thanks everyone for supporting our show tonight. But anyway,
I seen Mike had a sale there that old Laka Sivarak about some toys off of his website there.
I saw that as well. Good deal. Keep up the good work there, Mike. Big Mike, your shop is gonna make it, and we'll play your commercial here in just a second as well for that super chat, and also keeping this show alive because I'm really needing the money now to keep this show on the air. That's absolutely the truth, and I appreciate that, guys. Now, back to my Max Headroom story. I bought the videotape, watched it. Like I said, it was some of the characters in it were played by different actors. The tone of it was a little different as well, and the ending was totally different. Then I found out that this movie was made because they had a Max Headroom television show over there. Basically, it was a video show where they would show videos, and Max Headroom was the VJ on it. And they needed a backstory for where he came from and why he came to be. And I'm going to tell you what, I prefer the British version over the American version. And I actually enjoyed and have them on tape, the actual video shows that he did, which were very interesting. And like I said, it was a darker story. The English version is a darker story than the American version. And of course, the American version was messing around with fucking with the television executives, and they didn't like it too much. Is one of the reasons why it ended up off the air. So, in honor of all these super chats, let's play a commercial for Manic Plastic Toy Shop real quick here, Jonezer.
Hey, are you looking for the latest action figures and toys? Or maybe you are hunting for that one vintage piece to complete your collection? Then Manic Plastic Toy Shop is just the place for you. We have both vintage and new toys from Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Marvel Legends, Ghostbusters, DC Comics superheroes, and your favorite wrestlers. Sick of eBay scalpers? We have reasonable prices on all our toys. Just go to manicplastic.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
And there you go. There's that commercial there for the Manic Plastic Toy Shop. And give him some business because he needs it. And if you've got something special that you want, that you've been wanting for a while, and you can't find it anywhere, ask him. If he don't have it, he'll find it for you. And Sean talking about Max Headroom, he says, because the Brits don't give two bollocks. Absolutely. And Screw Your Feelings has joined us, says, hello and headlocks, everyone. Good to see you, sir. Glad you decided to join us tonight. And if you saw the introduction, tonight is called Friday Night Videos, and it's called that for a reason, Jonezer. Why do you think that would be, sir?
Because it's Friday night and we're going to play videos?
You damn skippy, brother. I'm going to start out with some sea shanties and get that on over with. We're going to do a little block of sea shanties, folks. So here we go. Let me get it all set up here for you. All right, here you go. Music and fun, folks. And thank you guys for all the super chats.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew up her bow, dip down, or below my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, and he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
And we are back. I believe Jonezer is with us. He just doesn't have his camera on, or he needs to tap it or something. There he is. And looks like Rolando Flores has joined us while we were playing the music. Good to see you, Rolando. Glad you could come in and help us out tonight. Rolando saying hello to everyone and naming out everybody in the chat. Look at there. Rolando, Lack, Motu Jonezer, Jamie Sanders, Johnny Sorensen, George Valentine, Nightwing, Blue Sasquatch, Manic Plastic Toy Shop, Sean, and Screw Your Feelings. And those are only the ones who are actually chatting in the chat. There are others watching. And if you're out there watching and lurking and you want me to shout you out, all you have to do is to say something in the live chat. And I will be more than happy to say hello to you. Big call out to MVP. Okay. PPPPPPP. Speaking of PPs, how is our friend over there, Jericuda? How's he doing, Sean? I haven't seen him around in a while. Is he still live streaming? If you're lurking, you're jerking. I hear you, Laxiv Rack.
That's funny.
It is. It is. Well, I'm going to make a confession here in just a minute, Joneser, but I'm going to throw this at you for a minute. Are there anything tour related that you're looking forward to that's coming out in the next year or two that's really something that you want?
Yes. My Dick Tracy figures I ordered last year.
Oh shit. Well, I knew that. Yes, you're still waiting on those because they're Mezco, and we told you when you ordered them that it was going to be this way, and you knew that.
I know, but to answer the question seriously, yeah, I really want that Masterverse Merman. That's going to be, I think it's going to be Walmart exclusive, unfortunately, and so that's going to make it fun or really easy to try to find. It's one way or the other with the Walmart exclusives. It's either goes the way of the Black Manta where you just never see it, or it goes the way of the Moss Man and the Flocked Panther where you always see it. You just never know.
You know, I was looking at the fake book groups on the superpowers, and there's a couple of people over there that are of the opinion that soon, or at least by the end of summer, that possibly Walmart will be inundated with Black Manas.
I hope that's true, because I held out.
The next Moss Man.
That would be great. I've seen in Facebook Marketplace, I had an opportunity to buy a large McFarlane Modern Superpowers lot for a very reasonable price. And I was tempted, being I do have a a spot in a store in my small town where I sell my comics and toys, and it would be a cheap way to get inventory. The only thing that gave me pause is that, well, they're just clogging up at Walmart. Why would they move my little small town? But they did have some of the ones that don't clog up. They had the Detective Batman. It had some Aquamans and Wonder Womans, and some rarer figures. But it also, of course, had a crap ton of John Stewart and Deathstroke and Nightwing, and
That we call that SOS. Same old shit.
right. But I mean, I could get them right. But I mean, which would be good. But I'd probably have to sell them cheap.
Yep.
And that would be bad.
Yep. John, hello, sir. Good to see you. Good evening, everyone, says figuratively speaking. Glad you could join us tonight. We're just hanging out, doing a little toy chat. Gonna play some music videos and just do the old Friday night video thing. Robot voice. Voice, because my computer's shit. Hopefully it'll work its way out before the night's over with. Part of that, I think, is my internet connection, and part of it is my computer working overtime. It's probably blowing up my CPU right now. Hello, Bill. Hello, Jonezer. Hello, Lack. Hello, Manic. Hello, Rolando. I found that new merman with the fishtail today, says Lack. Good.
That's not the one I mean, though. I'm looking for the Masterverse one, but that is a cool looking figure. I saw McMaster Mike open that up, and I was tempted to get me one.
I saw that too. Susudio, hey, look at that. Susudio joining us tonight with a big old smiley face with two little hearts for eyes. Good to see you, yo. Yeah, we're gonna work through our music videos tonight. So if you're making a request, just beware that it's going to be on the list, and all those good old super chats are welcome, because we need them. We need them to keep this show live and on the air. And Lack says, "Oh, my bad, Jones." Well, no. He likes the fishtail one. He just wants that Masterverse. He's collecting Masterverse now. Is that correct, there, Jones?
I collect both. I collect them both, but I do think the Masterverse figures are really, really cool, and the Origins one have kind of lost their shine for me.
Look at here. Jeff with us, just getting home from work. He's a working man now. He's working at the old Wally World, I believe. Good to see you,
Jeff.
sir. Glad you can come and join us tonight as we meander on throughout this wonderful little chat. I saw something today. Thank you, Bjorn Jorgensen, who's not with us probably because he's either sleeping, working, or he's doing something else right now. I didn't know we were on. Who knows? Hey to everyone jumping in. Yeah, Wally World is Walmart, dude. That's just another name for Walmart. Wally World. Tomorrow is my last day there. You tell me kiss your ass? Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
A woman done left and took all the reason I was working for.
I was at my Walmart. My Walmart don't have shit. Neither does mine. Yeah, disappointment abounds. No Motu there, so that's why. Okay.
I don't think Motu's been at Walmart for a year or better.
They took the whole planogram down for it on the latest update. They also took the Superpowers planogram down at my Walmart, so fuck them. They can kiss my ass. I'm sick of Walmart anyway. They're bullshit. I'm probably gonna get to go to Target tomorrow with my daughter. We're also gonna go over to the daycare kids. if you want to see what the Daycare Kids is all about, it's a long video. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but the very beginning of that video, my wife and I went a couple of years ago across the river to Arkansas, over to West Memphis, Arkansas, to visit the Daycare Kids vintage toy store. And it was a wonderful experience. The man who runs that, unfortunately, has passed away, and his daughter is now running things. I don't know what that's going to be like, but we shall find out. And I might cut a little bit of video so that I can share that experience with you guys. Yes, I kind of know what you're talking about there, Sue Studio, but we won't discuss that here. All right, so moving on. Bjorn Jorgensen showed me some pictures of the, I believe it's the Legends of Dragonor is now going to focus their attention on the old Galaxy Warriors. They're calling them Warriors of the Galaxy. And I believe Magnon and Baltard are the two figures that they're going to produce. Now, I have my own version, Origins version of Baltard that I created myself. And I think I mentioned on there that, you know, I have a few customized figures that I did of some of those, courtesy of Lee's Customs for the heads. The rest of that was my work. So, yeah, will I be getting them? And I said probably not. I lied like a motherfucker. I went ahead and put them on pre-order.
I kind of figured you would. I was never crazy about these, so these were not my jam, but I did know you liked them. I think I might have even sent you a couple
You
of
did.
them
You
that
sent
I
me,
had
well,
laying
you
around.
sent me at least one of them. The other two, I think, were from some different lines that aren't related to that fit right on in. But,
See,
you
to
know,
me, it's all knockoff He-Man, so to me, they're all the same.
and that's fine. But see, I like the knockoff figures because now you've got army fodder for Skeletor and his crew. You know, I think of Merman, Beastman, and crew as generals, and they need troops. And the Galaxy Warriors and the Galaxy Fighters and the Pirates of the Galaxies and all that knockoff bullshit were great for that. You know.
Right.
And the chat's just going crazy here. I can't keep up with it. They do have superpower, says Jeff. Finally found a decent one 27 miles away. Decent what? I don't know. I don't collect anything else that they got in. You liar. Leo. What? Oh, yeah, I am a liar. But they're on pre-order, which means that they're not going to come out till freaking next year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to probably, you know, I might even, you know, have a chance to say nix on that. So I don't know. We'll see. Walmart. Nope, not you, Jeff. All right. So, what you thinking so hard about there, Jones? Or are you keeping up with the chat? Because I certainly cannot.
I'm trying to. That and I unplugged and plugged back in my mic and moved some things around in hopes that whatever I can do on this end, if I'm still robotic, you know, or echoing,
It's not
or
your
what
end.
have you.
The robotic stuff is not your end, sir. The robotic stuff is on my end. Right now, the way we've got everything set up is the best we're going to be able to do. Every once in a while, you may hear a little echo as I start to speak or Jonezer starts to speak, and then our noise gates and our voice isolation will take over from there and isolate us. As long as we don't talk at the same time, which we're capable of doing at any time. But as I said, as far as the robotic stuff goes, that all has to do with the speed at which OBS is feeding this to you guys. Now I have a good connection according to this, so that means that it's not the internet doing it; it's OBS and my computer. And my computer is working overtime. It always does. I overheat my CPU doing this, One of these days, I'm going to burn this sucker up, and when I do, I won't be on the air for a while until I actually do get something to replace it. Working in retail effing sucks. No BS. It all effing sucks. Donkey balls. I agree fully and wholeheartedly with that statement. I've worked retail before. It sucks ass. And
Yeah, I don't work with customers directly. I never did well at that. I usually was
oh, look at that dip and then back up again. A
back
bunch of folks left and they all came right back. What the fuck was that all about? Ooh. Hey, glad y'all all came back. Ross and Ollie's. I know some folks hate hearing about Ross and Ollie's, but you know what? All that shit that's in that warehouse over there in Bentonville, Arkansas, I'm talking about Reverse Flash and Black Manta mostly. What's going to happen when the stores say, look, we don't, you took our planogram, we won't have a place to put it, don't send it here, or they're not going to send it there because they've already eliminated the planogram. So where's that stuff going to go? It may fill
Ollie's,
up. Yeah, Ollie's, Ross, all that.
big lots.
I've worked customer service my entire life. It would be great if it wasn't for all the people. Unfortunately, that's what customer service is about. The customer, Jonezer and I were talking about customers earlier today. Hey, look at there. OBS herself in the house. What's up there, Ocean Breeze Salty? Good to see you. Once again, the reason that she came in when she did was because her notifications don't work sometimes. We understand. Because YouTube is broken badly.
Either that or it's Friday night and she actually has a life. You never know.
Could well be. Could well be. Could well be. John says, I have Ross, I have Kohl's, I have Ollie's, Done Did, Walmart, not going back to no dollar stores. I do go to the dollar stores. I'm looking for some pirate figures. Those Chapmate pirates. Like me some Chapmate pirates. George Valentine still hanging out with us tonight. Nah, I'm still being a slug, says OBS. You enjoy that what was it called? When you don't have no job and you're collecting that money with unemployment. You enjoy your unemployment while you can. I don't know if they changed it since the coup, but they extended it back during the coup so you could get it for longer than you normally could. I don't know if that's still in the thing or not. I do too.
In my experience, and I haven't drawn unemployment too often in my life, but in the few times that I had, it's just enough to keep you afloat, but not enough to live on. And so you're just encouraged to get back into the workforce. I don't think that it's all that.
There was a lot of BS going on back during the lockdowns, and the lady that my wife worked for, they laid her off so that they didn't have to pay her so she could collect unemployment. I think they got screwed on that because when you do that, I think you actually have to pay something to the unemployment insurance. Anyway, my wife was making more with the coup unemployment than she was making actually working at her job.
A few people had that experience where I'm from. The one lady that was bartending, this is when they were shutting down anything that was non-essential, which to me, it's like all business is essential if you want your business to succeed. But anywho, she was home and getting paid, and she was like, I hope this thing lasts forever because I'm making more money now than I've ever made in my whole life.
Yeah, well, we're paying for it right now. I'm telling you what, folks.
Right.
AMC is running back to back Back to the Future movies 1 through 3.
Time.
I literally had every lineup for each release. Dad went out of his way to get those for me as a kid. KB Toys, the place to go. I used to love KB Toys because they had all that shit out front. It was on sale. And then you go inside and you go back to the back aisle where all the good shit is and you get to look at it. And Circus World, that was another one I liked.
I thought it was Child World.
There was a Child World, but there was another one called Circus World. There was a lot of toy stores back in those days that just don't exist anymore.
I was a Toys R Us kid. I didn't want to grow up. I was a Toys R Us kid. There was a million toys at Toys R Us that I could play with, from bikes to trains and video games. It was the greatest toy store there is. So I didn't want to grow up, because if I did, then I couldn't have been a Toys R Us kid.
Absolutely. Well, you know, one of the main reasons why it's so hard to get toys now, except online, is because there is no Toys R Us. And Hasbro just recently, their CEO came out and said, "We're no longer a toy company; we're a game company." Have you seen that shit?
That's a move to the future. I hate to say that, but Nintendo started out as playing cards, and they evolved with the times. Then I believe Hasbro is looking around, and they're seeing this toy market that's shrinking, 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 and becoming adult collectors. And they're thinking, when people our ages age out.
Yeah, Manic Plastic is Manic Plastic. That's why you don't realize the amount of toys that company was pulling. And if you remember any obscure toy line, you could go in there and you could find them all on the freaking shelf, row after row after row. And that's the reason that it shrunk so bad after they closed down, because Walmart and Target, they can only carry so much shit. They can't carry every fucking thing. And therefore toy companies have to say, okay, what do we need to cut out and what do we need to expand? And it's all based upon what the retailers are willing to buy. Because those SKUs can't even go to the freaking plastic factory in China till they get the orders for them to say, look, we're going to sell this many, blah, blah, blah. And they have to have those orders in order to even send it to the factories. Now, do I think that the actual future of toys is going to be Mattel Creations and Hasbro Plus and bullshit like that? For the adult collector, for the people actually collecting action figures, yes. Now, you go in the toy store, or not toy store, but you go to Walmart and you look over there in the action figure aisle. Don't go down there where the Black Series stuff is, and the high-end Star Wars, the high-end Masterverse, the high-end Marvel Legends. Back up just a little bit. You're going to see 5 points of articulation Marvel figures. That's the future of kid toys right there. Those are the toys that we remember playing with when we were kids. Yes, this is a Todd McFarlane toy. It has how many points of articulation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is the equivalent of those little Marvel figures that you see on those little blister cards that only cost less than $10. That the kids are actually buying. And there's nothing wrong with those figures. They're 3 3/4 inch or a little larger, about 3 3/4 inch. That's where that's what kids. That's what's for the kids. That's what toys used to be. It wasn't until we started coming along wanting something better and willing to buy it that they went to 36 points of articulation with even toes articulating and freaking hands doing this crap and heads on ball joints and waist and all this and shoulder joints and all that move back and forth this way and up and down that way and back and forth. So yeah, it's going to go back to that for the kids, and then the adult market is all going to be online crap. and then it's all gonna be video games and phone shit, and you know.
I can agree with that to a point, except my kids walk right past that Marvel DC stuff and go right to the video game characters. They go to the Five Nights at Freddy's toys or the Roblox toys or the Minecraft toys. They're buying
How
video
old
game
are they
characters.
though? I'm not talking about ages 8 to 11. I'm talking about ages 3 to 5.
Well, then
Those are the ones playing with the toys that they're given to play with.
You're off again then, because they're in the Imaginext with that stuff. They ain't buying them superpower knockoff looking ones. That's where that farther back age groups with the toddler toys over there, the Imaginext Batman and Superman.
I've lost your sound, Jonezer.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, I lost you for just a second. You're back now.
Max saying it's a slight echo now.
Yeah, it's going to be as soon as he talks. What we got going on here is we got what's called a noise gate, and it'll catch us at the beginning, and then it'll stop. If you notice, I'm not echoing now, but I probably did when I started talking. That's the best we can do unless we go to the headphones, and we're just not doing that. Batman 66 by McFarlane. Articulation is same as Superpowers. The 6-inch highly articulated pieces are great for customs. Looks fantastic. Light echo, Jonezer. Yeah, every time he talks, my mic's going to pick it up for just a second or two. Every time I talk, his mic may pick it up for a second or two. These are the things we cannot control. We've got it probably at the best it's going to get, unless we go full headphones and that's it. And every once in a while, I'm going to freeze up on you a little bit, or Jonezer may do the Max Headroomy robot-y voice, and I may too. That's all my computer speed. I'm not going to get into the 66 line. I've got most of those figures when they came out from Mattel to begin with. And yes, there's some cool figures in the line, but it's not as bad as it used to be. That's because he was wearing a pair of headphones with a microphone on it, and both those microphones are working at the same time. I don't care what you say. Empirical evidence shows us.
No.
The last Boy Scout.
Empirical evidence is still doing it. So I don't know what you're thinking.
No, you don't sound like you're on a mountaintop every time you talk. That's what I'm talking about. Hello all, what's good? Everything's good, brother. It's Friday, last Boy Scout. Thank you for joining us tonight, sir. Yo. Cool ass figures. Jeff loves the McFarlane 66 line and wish the articulation was the same as the Mattel line. Well, he doesn't do that. I sometimes get a little ticked off at the way McFarlane figures move. I don't like that. They just don't feel right.
Those 66 Batman ones look cool, but I watched the TV show, but I don't have any history playing with the toys of those or anything like that. So they didn't really grab me in that way. That wasn't something I wanted to run out and get when I saw it.
When I was a kid, Batman came on in the afternoons after school sometimes. I'm talking about the Adam West, and this was early. This was like, what, 1975, 74? And you could catch it, and then it moved to one of the stations like PBS, and you had to have the cable to get it, which we didn't have, so you had to go to your neighbor's house who did have cable. And stuff like that. And I remember watching that. And when I was a little kid, that was fun. That was the comic come to life in our mind. It wasn't as stupid as it is when you watch it as an adult, of course. The adult watching
I liked it. I liked it. I just when later versions I thought were better.
That head doesn't look very good on that Sergeant Rock either. It looks funky, and his top is not the right color either. His jacket, his field jacket. I don't like that Sergeant Rock figure I saw. Now I do remember as I was later in life, Batman the television show came on. I mean, late at night, like 12 midnight, right after Saturday Night Live was over with, on late at night on NBC. So, you know, I have my moments of that. The same with Star Trek, you know. So, and Jeff watched the show all the time. Finally got Batman 66 action figures in 2013 with Mattel. It was a long wait to get them. You know, the 2013 Mattel figures were better than the McFarlane figures, I have to say. Yeah, you can't make a World War II figure without a gun, right? A pow-pow, a pew-pew.
Who's trying to make figures without guns?
McFarlane Toys, anything DC cannot have a pew-pew or something that shoots projectiles out of it in the package with the figure. I think McFarlane does make a pew-pew pack where you can buy the things that aren't labeled as, but they fit with the figure. It's just stupid, man. Dumb.
The whole thing's stupid. It's a World War II figure. He's supposed to have a. I digress.
Yeah, it's ignorant. The animated series is the best Batman ever done. Period. I agree with you, Jonezer. I see you over there in the chat. Lack agrees with me. The head is way off. It does not look right at all. Kevin Conroy equals the best. I agree. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. I don't understand why McFarlane figures don't have guns. It's not their fault. It's not McFarlane's fault. If McFarlane had his way, everything he needed to put in there would be in there. It is the toy company and DC Comics will not allow their figures to have the bang bangs in there because they don't want that in there for some woke reason.
Well, it's just ignorant because that's the history of the world.
Do I think they're becoming woke, Last Boy Scout? No, I know they're becoming woke. That they are woke. They're not becoming it. They're there. It is a political reason. Yes, absolutely.
Well, and a foolish one, because it's not like it's not still happening. It's not like we're not still sending young children overseas with those same things to do the same thing. It's ignorant.
Yeah, it is ignorant. Yes, like it's a problem with DC. They're the ones that say you can't do that. Marvel doesn't seem to have that issue with the Punisher, you know?
They don't put Punisher out anymore. They don't put him out at all anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't see him anywhere. They don't.
He never does a Punisher figure statue since he has that partnership. Yeah, he's going to start doing Marvel figures too. Did you know that? McFarlane got that. How out in the world, I don't know.
They don't put his comic out. They don't put his toy out. They don't push that.
Yeah, they did. They did do away with him. That first they fucked him all up to all get out. Changed his chest emblem to something stupid, and then they just got rid of. Didn't they kill him all? Did they kill him all?
I believe so.
Yeah, they killed him.
I stopped reading it. I tried to give it a chance. I stopped reading it. I collect the classic cover that had the old school one that I liked.
Let's do a segue here. How about that? Because it's getting there. We're going to do a segue into
Jonezer's Comic Corner. It's Jonezer's Comic Corner. It's Jonezer's Comic Corner. It's Jonezer's Comic Corner.
So let's do this.
Yeah, it's Jonezer's Comic Corner, folks. Go for it, Jonezer.
Well, we was talking some Punisher, and just to nip that in the butt there. Yeah, I just memory hole. him right to where I like to remember him in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where he belongs. And I guess maybe the Garth Ennis stuff, when they retouched him, and Welcome Back Frank was good, and then just stopped reading it because it's garbage after that. My opinion, the opinions of the Motu Jonezer Comic Corner are Motu Jonezer and Motu Jonezers alone. If you don't like them, argue with me. I love arguing. I thought I'd do something fun here. And start with the graded comics here. I'm going to show off a few books and talk a little too much about them, if that's all right.
Fine. Talk.
The first book here I want to show
lost your voice. Hang on.
My first comic book. So when I was a wee little Joneser, I was walking through a 7-Eleven, and I think I had a buck or two to buy a candy bar or something, and I saw this. Now, this thing I saw wasn't graded. This was the raw form, but I saw this sitting on the shelf. Oop, let's see if we can get rid of the light. I don't know if you all can see that. But that's what I saw. And I thought, oh boy, what is happening to Spider-Man? I think I need this. So I did not buy my candy bar. I bought this Spider-Man comic book. And I just had to wait for the next issue, you know, because this thing was cool. It had this new villain I'd never seen before. This guy called Venom. You guys might have heard of him. It's pretty cool. And so then I waited for the next month because it was a cliffhanger ending. Oh no, it looked like Venom got him. And then the next issue one comes out and it looks like this. So it doesn't look like it ended so well for old Spider-Man there. I had a lot to learn about comic books doing the swerve and the cover not actually happening. But I can tell you with 1000% certainty that image on the cover actually happens in the book. Now, obviously, Spider-Man doesn't die, but, you know, there we are. So that was my first comic book in the traditional sense until you think about this one. This actually might have been my first comic book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I was a little younger then. I was a kid, and I got this thing in my He-Man, and I thought, man, this was a cool story. And Bill and I could probably go on a whole show just about the He-Man and the Power Sword and what it means to us, and the Akala artwork, and how it got our love for Masters of the Universe going, and what we think the origins of these characters are, or how it's changed over the years. But yeah, jump in, Bill.
We did that one time, if I'm not mistaken, and it's there. I actually did the breakdown of it, and then we did a live afterwards, and you and I talked about that.
Right. You know, and what I mean is we could probably go on about that comic 100 times because it's near to your heart just as it's near to mine. That's one of my favorite comic books of all time, even though it's maybe 20 something pages.
It's about 23, no, it's 26 pages. Now, that's the original version. There are two versions of that. One is a shorter version with some of the pages missing.
This is the shorter one. I don't have a full one. That's on my list to get a full one.
Let me address Nightwing real quick. He has the He-Man color books. Yes. Those actually have good stories that are within that original 4 comic storyline. And I've actually done a couple of those and working on them.
Absolutely. These mini comics were really cool. They had some cool stories. One of the stories that I remember really well was this one, where Fisto goes into a big fight with like an arena match. Very memorable. Another one where the imagery, much like that Spider-Man imagery, where the Spider-Man with the skull and the venom and the reflection in the eyes. I love that imagery and blazes in your mind, and it makes these stories come alive, and you care about these heroes and characters. This one made me feel a certain kind of way as a kid, because you don't see He-Man not doing so good very often. And this was a moment here of He-Man, you know, not looking so good for him, you know. And I was told the original, this is Lodar, who's the villain. I was told the original villain was supposed to be Zodak, but then Zodak had been established as a good character, so they rewrote him as Lodar, which is interesting.
That is correct. Let me catch up a little chat here real quick, Joneser.
Sure.
Honor You 83 says that his first comic book was Batman 403. Manic Plastic Toy Shop says he wants to do some Thundercat history or a spotlight on Thundercats. That was something that we can certainly do in the future. We'll just have to work that one out. Sean says he loves that Dr. Doom fought Mephisto on a yearly basis.
To get his mother out of Mephisto's realm.
Catching up there. So go ahead, Jones.
I was just expanding. Sean loved that Dr. Doom fought Mephisto on a yearly basis. It was to claim his mother's soul, which was in Mephisto's realm. Dr. Doom had was always trying to reclaim her, which was fun. Just as much as we enjoyed watching the heroes fight other heroes, we also like watching the villains fight other villains. You know, it makes for it mixes it up. It's interesting. Now those comics I just showed you were the ones from my past that probably got me started. Well, what am I reading now? Did these so far? I've read the first one. I just got this in the mail today, so I haven't read it yet. They're very good, or at least the first one was. I can't wait to continue the story and see how it goes. I'll probably review these when the series is complete. But if you're a Dick Tracy fan, looking at you, Lax Sivrek, you might enjoy these. These are pretty cool, and you can order them on eBay, is what I did, or you can try to track them down at your local comic store. But I don't know if they're ordering these. Another story that kind of grabbed me that I thought would be kind of funny to discuss. We got Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 87. Now, this is a really cool issue because this is where he reveals his identity to the Black Cat. And I found this quite humorous because with most superheroes, they're always afraid that you know, the lady in their life, it's going to be revealed that, oh, he's really Batman, and she's going to be horrified. Oh, no, you can't be Batman. Well, this was the reverse of that. He reveals that he's Peter Parker, and she actually begs him to put the mask back on. And you're like, I don't care about who you are as a person. I just want to be with Spider-Man. I found that kind of funny for them to play it that way.
I got a question, Jonezer.
Sure.
You think Peter Parker nailed some of that?
Actually, I think at this point in Peter Parker's career, he's a bit of a pig because he is actually having a relationship with the Black Cat while simultaneously having a relationship with Mary Jane as Peter Parker. So Spider-Man is dating Black Cat and Peter Parker is dating Mary Jane, and he's almost trying to live two different lives. And I do think Peter turned into a little bit of a cad here at this time. You know, I really do. And you know, it is what it is. You know, good for him. He was the loser, couldn't get any in high school, so he was making up for it in college. I think that's what a lot of people do, if I'm not mistaken.
That happens quite frequently, doesn't it?
I think it does. Now, I'll conclude the segment here. I always like to, and this is going to be hard to keep this up, but I think I got a while to keep banging these out. I always like to end it on a wow, I can't believe he's got this comic book. And this one's no different. This is the Fantastic Four, issue 20. This is the first appearance of the Molecule Man. And very, very cool book that has come up in price over the years. I believe the guy who wrote, I don't know if it's Game of Thrones, wrote a fan letter, and it was published in this book, and somebody figured that out.
George R. Martin.
Yes. And it knocked the price of this book And I was lucky enough to have bought a copy right before that news broke. So that was good news for me. You know, I got the book kind of cheap, and then it like tripled or quadrupled in value like a week or two later. And I was like, holy crap, I just bought this book. So very, very cool. It's the earliest Fantastic Four book I have, issue 20. I'm very proud of it. And the Molecule Man is one of my favorite villains. You want to talk about a overpowered villain? He can literally turn anything into anything. It's a very beat up copy, but I think the cover is very frayed and probably barely hanging on there. But I probably will never sell it. That one will stay with me. And then before my body,
you've got a question here from Lack Sivrak. He wants to know: do you have the Punisher figure with the motorcycle?
That'd be a vintage one. I don't. The answer is no. Whether it's a vintage one or a new one, I do not have a Punisher figure with the motorcycle. I would really like that Toy Biz one that Sean was talking about that had the cap feature in the back. I had that as a kid. I would really like to have that.
Did you have the one where he had the feature where he had like something coming out of, where his,
Oh, the one with the dick gun or whatever. Yeah, that's actually a famous the blooper or folly or whatever you want to call it for a toy. No, I did not have that. I think that goes for a pretty penny nowadays.
Well, I'm sure it does. I think Big Mike there at Manic Plastic wants to meet with you around tomorrow at 1 p.m. He's hoping, I guess, to work out something about what he was talking about earlier. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, do a live video of his comic shop here.
Okay, sounds cool.
I'll see if I can make myself available. That will be up to the boss, and the boss is my wife, and quite honestly, she controls everything, and I'm scared of her.
What are these?
One of these days, she's gonna watch the show of me ripping on her all the time, and I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, well, mine's seen me, and she every once in a while she'll come over and give me that flick against my shoulder. You ever get that flick against your shoulder?
I always say, behind every good man, Bill, is a good woman with a good left boot.
I usually tell her to stop being violent. Violence is not the answer.
Unless you want to solve something.
Said from a boxer.
Well, I mean, only in the
broken nose. We were talking about your crooked broken nose the other day. So you've been smashed in the face a couple of times, and you told me exactly what caused that. What caused that, Jonezer?
Yeah, see, I did have an injury to my face, and it was caused by my mouth. My mouth got my face busted, and I still haven't learned.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
I am what you call a repeat offender. I repeat, I will offend again.
And Manic wants to know what comics that you need, Jonezer, so that when he goes to the comic shop, he might be able to look for them for you.
Quite honestly, I hate to say this, I'm turning into a bit of a comic snob in the sense that I don't like anything anymore. I don't like anything they're doing. I don't read anything they're doing. I'm reading this Dick Tracy one, and that's it. I canceled everything that I was subscribed to. I have zero pull list at my comic store. I go there and I buy the old expensive stuff, and I don't talk to people, and I leave. Like, it's just become sad.
All right,
I do appreciate it.
I'm going to do my Jonezer impression for you guys. Jonezer, you tell me how accurate this is.
It'll be good.
Clouds! Screw you, clouds!
That's about it. I just don't like anything anymore. I mean, I tried to read Batman. Okay, I'm like, Batman's good. I've always liked Batman. What is this crap? So I'm like, okay, can't read Batman. Let's pick up some new Superman. These ought to be okay. Nope. Okay, what's Spider-Man doing? Can't read it. I always like the X-Men. Oh my god, this is the worst one. Like garbage. Garbage. Just garbage. There's nothing good. Yeah, honestly, Manic Plastic, there's nothing that I need, but it's never a bad bet to just get me a reprint.
God, we're so fucking. This lag is killing me, Jonezer. This, Sean says that my impression of you was a 10 of 10.
Oh, easy.
J80 Hobbies is with us, Evening Amigos. Good to see you, J80. Let's segue into some music videos to try to see if our lag will go away after that. And Manic Plastic feels you on all of that, Jonezer. So let me see if I've got it set up right first before you check out on me. Going over here to music and fun. Yes, I've got some Fantasy Quest music coming up, so let's check that out. And you guys keep on chatting with each other in the chat, and me and Jonezer will be in there as well. Rest in peace, comic historian. Okay, Nightwing.
Yeah, that was a guy in the comic community had passed away.
Oh, is that who that is? I'm sorry, because I don't know this. I don't know these people.
Yeah, no, that's why I said something. Bill didn't know. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything. But yeah, rest in peace, comic historian. You know, it is a sad loss for the community.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna play some music and fun, and we'll be right back after this.
Grasslands are endless and summer sings on, and Gold Moon the princess loves a poor man's son. Her father the chieftain makes long roads between them. The grasslands are endless and summer sings on. The grasslands are waving, the sky's rim is gray. The chieftain sends river wind east and away to search for strong magic at the lip of the morning. The grasslands are waving, the sky's rim is gray. Oh, river wind, where have you gone? Oh, river wind, autumn comes on. I sit by the river and look to the sunrise, but the sunrise is over the mountains alone. The grasslands are fading, the summer wind dies. He comes back, the darkness of stone in his eyes. He carries a blue staff as bright as a glacier. The grasslands are fading, the summer wind dies. The grasslands are fragile, as yellow as flame. The chieftain makes mockery of river wind's claim. He orders the people to stone the young warrior. The grasslands are fragile, as yellow as flame. Oh, river wind, where have you gone? Oh, river wind, autumn comes on. I sit by the river and look to the sunrise, the sun rises over the mountains alone. The grassland has faded and autumn is here. The girl joins her lover, the stones whistle near. The staff flares in blue light and both of them vanish. The grasslands have faded and autumn is here. Oh, river wind, where have you gone? Oh, river wind, autumn comes on. I sit by the river and look to the sunrise, but the sunrise is over the mountains alone.
Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off discourteously, for I have loved you all night long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves was all my joy, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves? Your vows you've broken like my heart. Oh, why did you so enrapture me? Now I remain in a world apart, but my heart remains in captivity. Green sleeves was all my joy, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves? A green sleeves, now farewell adieu. To God I pray to prosper thee, for I am still thy lover true. Come once again and love me. Green sleeves was all my joy, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves? Green sleeves, green sleeves, green sleeves, green sleeves.
The year was 1746. The place, Dromossie Moor. The site of the Battle of Culloden. The Jacobite forces were massacred. In the aftermath of the battle, 400 or so remaining soldiers were rounded up and taken prisoner, and from there transported south to Carlisle Castle. Once there, the soldiers were lined up. 1 in every 10 were chosen to be executed, and the rest sent home to tell the tale. Legend has it, there were 2 brothers, side by side in Carlisle Castle. One to be executed, and the other sent home. And one turns to the other and says, "Don't worry, we'll meet again. Ye take the high road, and I'll take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland afore ye."
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny graves, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You'll take the higher road, and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. For me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, on the steep, steep side of Lomond, where in the purple hue the Highland hills we view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. You'll take the high road, and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. For me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The wee birdies sing, and the wildflowers spring. In the sunshine, the waters are sleeping, but the broken-hearted kins need a second spring again. Though the wayful may cease from their greeting, he'll take the high road, and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afore ye. For me and my true love will never meet again, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must but come ye back when summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow, I'll be in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when he come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead instead, I will maybe you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear the soft you tread above me, and all my grave warmer, sweeter be, for you will live and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
And we are back, and Manic Plastic probably heading to bed. I went ahead and added the 2 requests in. Thank you, Sean, for the $2 super sticker. Looks like a little man with a superhero cape on. And thank you, sir, for that. I appreciate that. And at least he flushed. Yep, he sure did. And still haven't found a Stinkor, says Susudio. I'm hearing Jonezer moving around over there, but there's video coming up. There we go, Jonezer.
I gotta click that thing a couple damn times to get it to work.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think I told you what I think that is. I think that has to do with the Chrome. The Windows will go into timeout mode or something when you're not actively using them. I don't know if
Right,
we're going to get
nobody
around to
missed
playing
it
all the
tonight.
videos tonight, but I'm going to play some more here in a minute. I want to get the superhero videos played because I think everybody likes those, especially you, the one down there at the bottom. And I want to get some comedy videos in there. There's a couple in there that we haven't played yet. We went ahead and played Stinkor, so while he was taking a dump, I went ahead and went down there and shuffled the music around a little bit. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and we were talking about comics a minute ago. I'm completely out of that crap. I mean, all I get is old Bronze Age stuff here and there. I'm still looking for the Supermobile trilogy from Superman back in the day. Uh, you have gotten me started on getting the rest of those Masters of the Universe comics that they did back in the day as well. They wrote those Masters of the. Go ahead.
I think I sent you my doubles or something like that.
You did.
Because
Couple of them
I
in
had
there.
yeah, I tried to get some of them. There's a few that I'm still looking for. I'll throw a little trivia at you, Bill, and I'll see you test your Masters of the Universe mini comic knowledge. And this is going to be taxing because this is probably about when you checked out. But which Masters of the Universe from the original vintage line mini comic had the most characters featured in it?
I'm losing your sound. You're gonna have to repeat that. You're gonna have to repeat what you said last, Joneser, because I lost your sound.
Okay. The question is, which vintage Masters of the Universe mini comic featured the most characters?
I want to say the one that Manny Faces first appeared in.
Nope. It is the one with Mantenna from the Horde.
I don't remember Mantenna being in that 3-issue miniseries.
Oh, I just meant the original vintage mini comics
Oh, the mini
from
comics.
He-Man.
The mini comic. I thought you were talking about the DC comics. I'm sorry.
No. I guess you must have missed more of it than I thought.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have been able to told you that anyway because I was out of it by the time Mantenna came around anyway. I was out before the Horde got released.
I think you dipped just a freaking hair too soon, especially being you as an old school horror fan. I would have thought the Horde would have been right up your alley.
No, I was more into that split tail. Remember, I'm a little older than you are. I was 12 years old when the Masters
You
of the
know,
Universe line first
I
came
get
out.
it. So by then, you've discovered beer and women, and you're chasing wine, women, and song, and you're over these toys at this point.
Pretty much. Remember, I'm kind of like W.C. Fields. Oh, I spent half my money on wine and women. I wasted the rest.
That's a great joke still.
And not sleeping yet, but getting close, says Manic Plastic. Oh, did your son have a nightmare there, like? I hope you got him back good. Yeah, he's good. Okay. Uh, we're going to play some superheroes in a little block. You ready for that there, Jonesy? All right, let me get
Always
that. Let
ready.
me make sure that I got that set up before I go into that. And yeah, I kind of dipped on the Masters of the Universe, but I'm tell you what, I'm after those comics with the original 3-issue miniseries there, and I was going to get into that real quick before we go into the next block of music. Those comics were written right after that Bible got written. Have you ever seen the Bible, the Motu Bible that Mattel had written? I forget what the guy's name was that wrote that, but he wrote that right after Glut had wrote the original 4, and it changed the lore. And they hadn't started the Filmation cartoon yet at all. And that new lore found its way into some of the Motu annuals in Britain, and it also came into some of the Western publishing storybooks that were coming out. And it's not quite what you see in Filmation either, because you had Orko was Glorpo in that, if you remember.
Right.
And some of that changed slightly and never made it. Like, for instance, Beastman and Evil Lyn and Triclops being part of Marlena's crew in the spaceship.
Right. His name was Harry Beastman.
Yeah, that's it. And which was I didn't like that part at all, but I did like the backstory on Man at Arms quite a bit. But anyway,
Evelyn turned into Evelyn.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Well, anyway, that Bible was used for the original DC comic miniseries, which is why you see the Prince Adam character being more of a womanizing drunkard instead of just being a lazy milquetoast like he ended up being in the Filmation. Filmation had to clean that up just a little bit because, you know, they had the child psychologists.
Right.
How do you guys feel about the Skeleton Warriors toys? Are you talking about the Motu Origin Skeleton Warriors, or are you talking about the ones that are high end that they have out there? I like those Motu Origin Skeleton Warriors quite a bit. The high end ones that they came out with, if you know what I'm talking about, those are excellent, but they're out of my price range altogether. And All Music Fan wants more Skeleton Warriors. Well, the thing about them are you have to buy 2 packs, which I didn't do. But you buy 1 pack and you keep them with the armor that they got on them, and then you buy another pack and you swap the armor on them and make them look a little different. Then you buy another pack and then you cross the armor over, so one of them's wearing the top and the other one's wearing the bottom from the other one, and blah blah blah. You can have as many as you want at that point. That's good. They're an army builder, kind of like the Attorney and Guard set. That's an army builder. They did only 1 run. He may be talking about something vintage there, Jonezer, on those Skeletal Warriors.
No, I don't know if I know what he means if it's vintage. I'm not sure if I'm following.
I seem to recollect something, but it's evading my mind. Yes, you can have those in many different configurations, and then you can make a pseudo Man at Arms with that head that really isn't the head of the original Man at Arms, but it's close.
It worked
for me.
He's
going to find us something. Okay, Sean. Meanwhile, I wanted to get into those superheroes for the folks watching. So let's do the superhero set real quick. There he is, Superman doing a flyby. Superheroes. Here we go.
The Adventures of Super.
been crumbled. I'm not sure if it's safe to report from my vantage point. I really need to leave. Solar defenses inform me that the surrounding areas are in ruin. I see some people running now. In the opinion of this reporter, if this nation, or in fact the world, ever needed heroes, that time is now. That time is now.
In the great hall of the Justice League. Of the Justice League. In the great hall of the Justice League. Of the Justice League.
Hey everybody, I would like to remind everybody to please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and share the video and tell your friends. It really does help the channel. Thanks. And that brings us back to where we were before with Mia and Jonezer. A lot of chat going on. I got a request up there for something that we can probably do in the future that'd be real easy. And that is to cover some of the old cartoons. That would be the 90s X-Men, Spider-Man, those kinds of cartoons. And the only problem is getting around the ID system, the copyright ID system. But I think if we reverse the videos, stick the logo over them, and us talk over them, we might be able to do something with it.
Well, here's the thing: you can show short clips and we can talk over them, but you can't play the episodes. That's just asking for it. That's not yours to mess with.
Yeah,
but we could pick out like favorite episodes or comics that the episode was based upon, or how it differed from the source material, or what they did well, what they didn't do well, that kind of thing. We can riff on it that way, but I mean, we can't play the episode. That's not something we can do.
No, we cannot play full episodes, nor can we play more than 15 to 30 seconds of that. And even when we do,
I'm gonna stop you right there. And same with Sean, where it says, "Oh, if the clips are longer than 10 seconds or 5 seconds, there is no amount of time
that's correct.
that you are allowed to use anything that's not yours." I looked into this when I got. Now
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jones. Here's the thing. You can do commentary videos. That is fair use, and that's where I'm saying, as long as we're playing a little bit, stopping it, and like we do with the wrestling sometimes, and we talk about what we just watched. Can do that. That's what I'm talking about.
You can do that, and the reactionary videos and things like that are allowed. But at the end of the day, if Disney sees you playing X-Men the animated series and says no you're not, then no you're not.
Sean says, he says it again, those are my bread and butter, but he's baked, so yeah, he's saying the same thing over and over again. Been there, done that. And I've got music videos out the beehole here, and it's 11:30, and what we've been on since 9:30, so 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. I'm willing to go for another 30 minutes if you are, Joneser.
It doesn't matter to me. I will say I was up at 5 this morning, and so the day is catching up to me, but I ain't out yet.
I was up an hour before you, but still all in the same. I did take a nap in the chair earlier today, if you remember.
Sure.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. I loved that. That and Super Chicken. You remember Super Chicken? Bark, 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 bark.
I don't, but I remember Banana Man.
Now,
I don't know if you
just
remember Banana Man.
call for Super Chicken. Bark, 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 bark.
I also remember Captain Caveman.
Well, do you remember Bullwinkle and Rocky?
Oh, sure.
Okay, the Super Chicken was kind of like that animation. I think the same
Okay.
studio did it.
Oh, so like Moose and Squirrel.
Super Chicken was amazing. Yes, I love me some Super Chicken, Jack.
I was probably more the generation of Cow and Chicken.
Yeah, my wife would not let my daughter watch Cow and Chicken.
That was funny.
I thought it was funny too.
It had its moments.
Cartoon Network used Super Chicken as a bumper for a hot minute. Egg drop soup. Okay, they're wanting the comedy stuff. I need to go on and play that comedy stuff, don't I? Let me set that up for you guys. I know you guys have been waiting all night for that, and I understand. So let me get in here and get the comedy stuff set up. I did have to move one of them out of the comedy stuff because you guys already had requested that. So I reshuffled Comedy Corner, but Egg Drop Soup is in there, yes. Oh, look at Batman and Robin. Hold on. You keep those up there, and let's show those off for a minute. Where it is, right here. There we go. So we've got a Toy Biz Robin with Detective Batman here.
They look cool together.
They do. And I like how Robin is able to hold that batarang in his hand. I wish Batman could hold the damn batarang in his hand.
He only holds the hammers of justice, Bill. He is ready to dispense bat beatings, but that is all.
Now, Susudio beats me. I know who they are, and I've seen these, Beanie and Cecil. I also remember Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. I know you don't know what I'm talking about there, do you, Joneser?
Nope.
Fran was a puppeteer, and Kukla and Ollie were her puppets. And Ollie, I think, was a little clown, and Kukla was a dragon, or was it the other way around?
You know, I do not know.
And it's, of course, their Speed Racer. And Sean says Super Chicken was in the same era as George of the Jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree, Nightwing. I don't even know if Nightwing's still with us, but Nightwing's sending us Father's Day gifts my way, and some of them are for you, Joneser, so I'll make sure you get those.
Well, I'll have to make sure to send something to Nightwing.
I'll hook you up with that. I'll even let you know who he is. He's a cool dude, and he likes to work out, man.
Yeah, I've caught on to that.
He told me one time, he said, if I'm gonna be Nightwing, I've got to have the strength to be Nightwing.
Well, that is cool, and I do believe I will be sending him some Nightwing comics.
Sounds like a good deal, because you are our favorite comic book guy after all.
I appreciate that.
I remember back in the day when I first met you, you got kind of laughy on me when I said, "There he is, my favorite comic book guy."
Well, it's funny because when I first started that out, I fully intended on that to catch on and be a catchphrase, and then it got, as you do these things, you start to go, "Oh my God, that's so stupid. Why do I keep saying that?" And I'm nobody's favorite comic book guy. I'm like, I should come out and I should go like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jonezer, your 754th favorite comic book guy."
You're my number one favorite comic book guy. I think "Let's do this" is your catchphrase, though.
I think so too. It's a better one.
Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. Well, you know, I got into Sherry Lewis and Lamb. I knew who she was way before this, but she had a PBS show, pretty much a revival with her and a Charlie Horse and all of them, the puppets. And my daughter used to watch that, and that little theme song, "This is the song that never ends." My wife would throw her hands up and leave the room when that started playing.
Yeah, I'm with your wife on that one.
Sean says, "Did y'all watch the X-Men '97?" Jonezer did. I don't have the Disney Plus, so I didn't.
I did, and I really liked it. And I think that it was very well done, and it was not what the internet was screaming it was.
It wasn't. Beanie was a little boy, and Cecil was a sea serpent. Cecil was known as a seasick sea serpent. I remember. I know. I don't remember it. Okay, it's before my time, but I know what it is because me being me, I've researched all that kind of stuff. Beanie and Cecil. I even know that one. It was a little boy and his dog, and they did Bible stuff on it. Puppetmation.
I remember. What was it? Picture pages. Have some fun with picture pages. Time to grab the crayons and your pencils.
That was on Captain Kangaroo, and I think Bill Cosby did those.
Yeah, picture pages.
When I was a kid, I wanted to know how to get the damn picture pages so I could do it along with it, but I never could figure out how to get the subscription to the picture pages to come in the mail so you could do it with them. That's correct, Sean. If anybody complaining about X-Men '97 being woke, clearly never saw her like the original versions. Absolutely.
Well, X-Men was always pushing that button. The thing is nowadays everything pushes that button just a little too hard, whereas X-Men did it the right amount of hard, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, I got the comedy corner set up. Let's play that comedy stuff for those folks that are still with us. Hey, we still got 12, man. We had a high of 20 tonight. And you want to guess where that happened at, Jonezer? Jonezer's
sure.
Comic Corner. Jonezer's Comic Corner. Hey, Zazel. What's up? Sergeant Slaughterhouse. Zazel's Clubhouse. What's going on, my man? Doing good, man. We're fixing to play some music and fun. Why don't you stick around and watch this because we got some comedy, man.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm high on crack. I'm Mr. I see you. I'm Mr. Pain in his back. They call me crack addict. Whatever I touch. So to buy more drugs, it's never enough. He's Mr. White Christmas. He's high on crack. He's Mr. I see you. He's Mr. Pain in his back. They call me crack addict. Whatever I touch, it's so to buy more drugs. It's never enough.
Hey, let's fill this thing up with a little home brew. All right. Now Huey is a guy who ain't very smart. He just rambles along in his crazy car. He shows no class and acts like a clock. And there's always a smell around Huey's hot rod. Yeah. Dio. A little homebrew really makes it feel. He can hardly hold his woody steering wheel. With stovepipe on top, he doesn't show much class. But there's nothing on the road that Huey can't pass. Huey's hot rod, the coolest rod on the scene. Huey's hot rod, the smelling rod.
hot rod ain't exactly Mr. Wayne.
Don't make a mistake and tempt him at a light, because before you know it, he'll be out of sight. He'll make you look just like you're standing there still, and if his rod doesn't get you, then the awful smell will.
What's that awful smell?
Don't make a mistake and tempt him at a light, because before you know it, he'll be out of sight. He'll make you look just like you're standing there still, and if his rod doesn't get you, then the awful smell will. Use hot rod.
He's the dirtiest little kid I've ever seen. He smells. What are you gonna do with a kid like that?
He's vicious.
Doesn't brush his teeth. Doesn't comb his hair.
I'll be between his toes.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Tila, look at all the people who have generously supported this channel.
Why, yes, He-Man, there's Radical Mom, Susudio, The Briscoe 1234, Shaytown's Hammer, Nightwing, Jennifer Poe, Jamie Sanders, Rollo, I Like Salt, and Ocean Breathes Salty.
And there is Sir Clifton, Mike Fee, Gilster 37, Boba Hicks, Blue Harvest Toys, Pope, Motu Jonezer, Geek Strong, B Man, and Mr. B.
Finally, we have Radical Toys, Dipper Poe, Robert's Infinite Realms, The Melvor, figuratively speaking, A World Made of Cardboard, and Gojitron.
Thank you all so very much for your generous support of this channel.
Skeletor, look at all these amazing channel members and Patreons.
Why, yes, Evelyn. Look, there's Susudio and Shaitan's Hammer and Mike Fee and I Like Salt and Manic Plastic Toy Shop and Screw Your Feelings.
And we have Jillster 37, Motu Jonezer, Grindhead Jim, Pope, Bjorn Jorgensen, Johnny Sorensen, Sir Clifton, Gogitron, and Melvor.
And finally, there's Chris Tremblett, Radical Toys, John Westby, and Boba Hicks.
Hey, thank you all so much for your continuing support of Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
And we are back. And yes, Sean, you're not in that list because I can't make a list like that on the fly. That's an old video of mine. But I will shout out Jamie Sanders for a $2 super chat earlier today. Manic Plastic Toys with $5. I think it was a super sticker from him. And of course you, Sean, who gave me a little super sticker for $2. Thank you so much for all of that support. We appreciate you guys very, very much.
Absolutely. Well, we realize too in these tough times, you know, that even spending $1 or something on anything, you're taking money away from where it might be needed more to support us. So we get it. Every dollar counts, especially nowadays.
Don't worry, Sean. They'll be shouting you out sometime in the future, but it won't be this weekend. It'll probably be next, because tonight's stream is the only stream that I'm doing this weekend. I think Jonezer's going to be doing some things on his channel. Were you planning on playing some games tonight?
I don't know about tonight because the air is rolling out of the balloon as we speak here. But tomorrow and Sunday, I'm definitely going to be messing around. Maybe not as much Father's Day. I guess it depends on what the boss wants to do.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm going with my daughter to go toy hunting and having fun and being with them while she still can before she has to go into labor and have my first grandchild.
I just was given a blessing of grandbaby number 2 at 8:20 this morning. So yeah, I beat you to the granddaddy race there, Bill.
Oh yeah.
Twice.
Well, I wasn't expecting to have a grandchild. She told me that she didn't want kids for the longest time. I told her, I said, I don't care if you want them or not. They tend to come whether you want them to or not.
You know, that does tend to happen. No, but I'm excited. I'm excited to meet my granddaughter. I have a grandson, and now I will have a granddaughter. Or I do have a granddaughter.
I can't wait for Connor to get here. It's supposed to be Connor anyway. I told her, I said, you know, they tell you what they think it's going to be, but you never know till it actually arrives. I think they're better at it now than they were when she came along, but I don't know.
Well, now you just kind of look at the picture and a wiener or no wiener, you know, and
you can actually see them in the picture now. Back when I was, when my wife was carrying my daughter, we were going to the ultrasound and I couldn't tell what I was looking at.
It was blob number 3. That's your daughter.
Yep, that's pretty much what they would tell me. Well, I can see all. I would see like different Rorschach pictures that weren't what I was supposed to be looking at.
Right.
Nightwing's giving you a shout out there, Jonezer. He says, thank you, Jonezer.
He shouted you out too there just a minute ago there, buddy.
Yeah, you missed out, bro. Yeah, you missed out, but thank you for the $5 super chat. I'll play it again if you want me to here in a minute, but I was going to play something else instead. But, hey, thank you so much for all the support, guys. Good grief, we've got a lot going on here. Dylan Jonezer of the Superpowers team. He's calling us the Superpowers team, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. Wonder Twin powers activate.
Form of a bucket of water.
Form of eagle to fly said bucket of water to fire.
And, of course, Gleek has his superpower was to produce that bucket out of his ass.
Well, we don't want to worry too much about where he got that bucket. He's a space monkey. They're off to some mischief most times, them space monkeys.
Pretty much. All right. Let's see what we want to play next. Let me go into the studio here and see what I got to queue up. We'll see what folks want to hear. All right. So we've done the superheroes.
Sean's killing me.
Form of Janice tampon. All right, bro. Yeah, Sean's got the jokes, man. He's got the jokes. Absolutely got the jokes.
Power activate.
I look. This is not only a Superpowers channel, but it's also an Eternia channel as well. Is it not? So
whatever the heck we want it to be.
Oh, channel. It certainly is, especially on a night like tonight. So I want to get into some. I know Jeff's gone and he doesn't get to hear it, but he might hear it on the replay. But I bet you he'll come back and watch what he missed after he went to bed. So that was a good show, Captain Kangaroo. Yes, the original Captain Kangaroo with Bob Keeshan, who also was Clarabelle the Clown on Howdy Doody. Did you know that?
I did not. I learned many wonderful things being here.
That's super chat right there. Thank you, sir. But yeah, he was the original Clarabelle the Clown on Howdy Doody. Bob Keeshan was, and he went on to be Captain Kangaroo. And you know why they called him Captain Kangaroo?
I have a feeling I'm about to find out.
You look at his jacket; he had great big pockets on the front.
Nice.
Jonezer is fantasizing about big toes and feet. Hey, I got that set up to play as well. We've got some of that good stuff too, and we will play that. But I thought we would go to Eternia for a little while. How about that?
Like it.
Here we go.
instrument of war. Skeletor and his evil warriors have finally banded together for a final assault on Castle Grayskull. Come, warriors, we will assault Castle Grayskull, and I shall be the king of all of Eternia. Yeah! I'm ready, Master. Let's go. By your leave, Mistress Alley. Skeletor and his evil band of warriors have been spotted approaching Castle Grayskull just a few marches away. It's Alley the Piper, Master. You know what? Fuck you, Skeletor. I ain't going up there. Not with Alley the Piper there. She'll inspire them to kill us all. It'll be a bloodbath. I'm out of here. Master, I have something else I have to do. Maybe next time. Come, Beastman. We'll show these cowards. Beastman. Ah! Curse you, Alley the Piper!
It's time for a history lesson. After the Jacobite uprising known as the Battle of Culloden in the year 1746, there were a series of bans and changes implemented by the English to the Scottish Highlanders. It became illegal to wear tartan and other Highland dress, and the Great Highland Bagpipe was classified as an instrument of war and was also banned. It is said that somebody was even executed for brandishing a Highland bagpipe after Culloden. If you were seen wearing a kilt or tartan, you could be put in prison for up to 6 months after just your first offense. The Highland pipes were classified that way until 1996.
And that brings us back. And Sean's going to go crash because he's probably baked out of his mind. Good night, sir. I hope you wake up without a hangover. No good, says Nightwing. No good for what? What's no good? Was video no good or what? What? I'm confused. He did congratulate me and my family, and I thanked him very much. I'm at work stocking shelves. Oh, that sucks. Night job. I used to hate the night shift. Did you remember those days? Did you have to work the night shift?
Yeah, I worked the night shift for many years. I was the closer when I did fast food. And then when I first started at the company I'm on now, I was on cleanup crew in the night. So anybody that picks on me for my nice cushy little position that I got now, know that I earned it in the slave pits and doing all the grunt work. You know, they stuck me right into the, you stand on a metal scaffolding in a lightning storm with a water hose in your hand.
Yeah. I owe some sleep debt. He's only slept an hour at a time for 5 hours. Good Lord, man. I remember having those problems. I don't have them anymore. I sleep like a baby at night.
I unfortunately I suffer from insomnia pretty bad, and there are many times where I'm very tired, like I am now, and I'll bet you anything I'm going to end up on the couch up till 4 in the morning watching stuff on TV and not being able to sleep.
Right. Trying to find the last set of the evening here, and it's stuff that you guys want really, really bad. Where is that at? Let's see. Go ahead, and I'm going to have to fix it up on the fly. There it is. Oh, I got it. I got it right there. Boom. Got it set up now. I'm good. Real good. Is it possible I need a cure? What's a good night's sleep?
Been a while since I've had one, that's for sure.
No, I sleep really, really good. Ain't nothing bothering me when it's time to go to bed. Dude, I could sleep on a deuce and a half, going over a bumpy road with hanging onto a strap to keep from falling out of the back of it.
I think for me it's hard to shut my little mind down, and I just start thinking about nothing. So I'll be staring at the ceiling going like, I wonder how dragons blow out their birthday candles.
Susudio used to work second and third shift for years at a convenience store and a hotel. Well, I worked at a big drugstore in the middle of the night. Boy, the night creatures would come out there. We were the only drugstore open at that time of night.
I hate to do the little one thing, but I got one up here on California. That was right down the road from the Las Colinas Women's Prison. So you want to talk about the night owls coming in that just got let out of the cage. Yikes. And we're the first payphone in walking distance.
I guess they just dump them out the door.
Because no one cares about you to come pick you up. You on your own. Good thing there's a trolley station nearby. Robot voice.
Someday it will get better, but not today. The girl with the big old feet fixing to come up here in just a minute, Jonezer, so you can get your foot fetish on out of the way.
You got my attention. You know, I can't make up my mind if I'm more attracted to her big old feet, her pig nose, her janky teeth, or that she's falling out of her suit on the top and bottom. Something's got my attention.
I think all of it's got your attention, brother. Muscle relaxers. Ooh, muscle relax. Beware of the side effects. Constipation.
Nope, we'll skip that.
Jonesy always has a robot voice. Bill is the old kung fu movie out of sync. Yeah, it's just the nature of the beast. It's not working for me tonight, but maybe someday it'll get better. The robot voice is not caused by any of Jonezer's microphones or mine. It is caused by the computing power of the computer. Why the phone keeps rebooting. Well, I'm telling you what, we still got 11 people watching us, and we've had a pretty good night tonight. So
robot voice and janky video and all, we still got some people, huh?
What's funny is when I play the music and fun, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You totally froze, Bill. Looked like my dad there.
You ever pause the movie and get them like in a really unfortunate pause? It's like you pause it to go get a drink or something, and the actor's like,
Happens. Convenience stores are really interesting in the weekends, especially minors trying to steal 6 packs of beer. Go to jail. Go
yeah,
directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect your 6 pack of beer.
right. Well, at least
All
they're
right.
trying to sell a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack. I mean, if you're gonna steal it, you
We
might as
never
well
we
go
never went and
bigger.
tried to steal the beer. We just got the bum outside who wanted some beer to go in and get some for him and some for us on our dime.
Right, that was our way. Hey man, you do me a favor? Can you buy me some beer? Hey, well, I'll buy you one. It's like, dude, that guy could have took all my money and not come back. What am I supposed to say?
He could have, but he didn't. I don't know. Those bums would be glad to do it because they knew you would come back again.
I never bought the same one twice.
Well, you lived in the city. I lived out in the country. It was the same old motherfucker out there every time. Hey, you boys wanting something inside the liquor store? You need some of that Red Rooster?
I suppose that was convenient. What happened to us is the convenience store guy caught on to what we were doing, and you kids scram, or I'm calling the police.
And everybody goes in different directions, like roaches when the light comes on.
Right.
All right, let's play this last set for you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. When we come back, we'll do some ducks, and then we'll call it a night.
We know a guy with a real cool scene. He roams the streets in his wild machine with a full race engine and wheels of mag. He spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster with a gear shift knob high above the floor. Win every race by a length or more. He's always beaten every racing team with 2 big slicks and a head full of steam. Digger the way out dragster. Anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win. And if you aren't convinced, you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids, he's the fastest around. Race after race, he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster. We know a guy with a real cool scene. He roams the streets in his wild machine with a full race engine and wheels of mag. He spends every night just looking for drags. Digger the way out dragster. Anywhere there's a race you'll find him there. Any time of day now he doesn't care. One thing for sure, he always tries to win. And if you aren't convinced, you'll have to go him again. Of all the kids, he's the fastest around. Race after race, he always shuts them down. Every night he's the king of the street. He's the way out dragster who can't be beat. Digger the way out dragster.
Brings us to the end of another one there, Jonezer.
We made it. We made it, sir.
This was a great night, says Nightwing. Yes, it was, sir. Yes, it was. And I needed it after this week. This week's been a hell week. And I told Jonezer to keep me happy because, you know, I was looking for happiness, and I felt like that old joke, which really isn't a joke. It's kind of sad. This guy came to the doctor's office and he said, "Doctor, I'm just not happy anymore. Is there anything that you can do to help me get happy? Maybe some medicine that you can prescribe?" And the doctor said, "No, there's not any medicine I can prescribe for you, but what I can tell you is that Pagliacci the Clown is in town, and I happen to have a ticket to see that. Here's the ticket, and this is my prescription. I want you to go and watch the Pagliacci show because he will cheer you up." And the guy said, "That's not going to work. I am Pagliacci."
Yeah, I remember that from The Watchmen. That is a sad joke.
You know, it describes the way I felt at the beginning of this evening. However, I feel a lot better now. Thank you all for being here. You guys cheer me up a lot. Unfortunately, I won't be here for any lives the rest of this weekend. I've got a Father's Day special coming up tomorrow. I get to spend the day with my wife and her family. And then Sunday, I'm going to take a day of rest and relaxation for myself. I encourage everyone to stay tuned for Jonezer. He's probably going to be doing some lives this weekend, playing some games maybe. And of course, our friend Eternian Ellipse, Sir Clifton, who came in to join us and say hello tonight, coming back at you with some superpowers this Sunday. I cannot wait. And oh yeah, says OBS, happy Father's Day, dads. And there's a bunch of us here. Me and Jones are dads, and I'm soon to be a granddad. Jones are already a granddad. So there you go, folks. Any last words, Jones?
No, I'm gonna save my last words for when I die.
Gotcha. Well, here's my last words. Stay fantastic. Keep collecting. Good journey. See you all next time right here on Weird Fantastic Toys.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.